Hi everyone and welcome along. Today we're going to paint some really cool loose watercolour ice lollies. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a really faint line which is going to provide the sort of bottom of our ice lolly, and I'm going to begin just by using my size 4 brush just to create a shape in water on the page. I'm going to paint 4 ice lollies. This first one I'm just using clear water to wet the page, and I've made a little arch shape. It's probably a little bit difficult to see, but I promise that all will be revealed. So I've just filled it up, coloured it in basically with water, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the wonders of watercolour to show a lovely sort of bleed and blend of colours. So I'm just using permanent rose at the top there. That's going to bleed down, and then over here I've got hooker's green, and I am just going to run that across the shape on both ends. And what's going to happen gradually, that is going to just sort of settle in, bleed down, and create a really cool ice lolly shape. Now that one was hard to see, so what we can do is we can try one out using a base colour. So I've got cadmium yellow here, and this time I'm going to do a slightly different shape, a bit more of a sort of classic rectangular lolly shape, because it just seemed like a really fun, very easy painting project that you can do with all the family, to just teach you all about the basics of watercolour blending whilst also enjoying the summer. So we've got a shape there, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in some colour across the top, and I'm also going to drop in a bit across the middle with some red, make a lovely kind of sunset orange lolly here, and then also I might just take the cadmium yellow and take an even stronger bit of the yellow and just drop it in across the bottom. So things that are really important with these ice lollies are, once you've sort of created your shape, you've got to make sure that page is really quite wet, not so that there's standing water on the page, but just so it is really nice and wet to allow for these nice big sweeping blends to happen. And then once you do drop your colour in, it's really important to just leave it be, let the colour do its thing. Okay, this time I'm going to go for a slightly different colour, and I'm going to do a different shape this time. So I'm going to paint in a sort of lump shape like that with my turquoise, fill it in. You've got to work fairly swiftly, and then I'm going to take my Cobalt Turquoise and I'm going to paint like a slightly smaller mound on top of that, and then I'm going to take my permanent rose and just neaten it up a fraction, and that's quite a fun one. And then for the last one, let me see, what colour shall I go for? I think I'll go for a very dilute red, and this one is going to have a bite out of it, so we can create that shape by just going like that, and then still filling in the colour with plenty of water. It does want to dry quite fast on the page, so you want to be moving fairly fast, and then of course dropping in whatever you like. I think what's quite a good idea is to get your colours like ready woken up before you begin painting. I'm also going to, just with this one, I'm going to put in a few two stripes like that, because the lollies I remember used to have little ridges in. Okay, so we're going to let that dry 100%, and then we're going to add lolly sticks. So these are now dry, and to finish them off I've got some yellow ochre here, and I'm just going to, with my size 0 brush, paint in a little lollipop stick underneath them all. There's a little bit of dry brushing there, that's awesome, to get a little bit of the texture of the stick. And then I feel like we should add some sprinkles to at least one of these. I think I'm going to add to maybe this one up here. So I'm just going to get some really concentrated colour mixed ready, and I'm going to use my smallest brush, my 4/10, and just add little dashes. I'm just going to add them to the top, and I think maybe the orange sprinkles will show up. Let's see. And there we go. A delicious summer of watercolour ice lollies. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time.